no dope, cutting holes, no slack, let go of the road.
Another late nighter, y'all. Not late night, actually it's 5 o'clock. This gets real dark. So, you know, if the lights bother me, I'm just gonna throw on my sunshade and everything. Make a quick little run. So, make sure this is good. Have a little green thing. I actually like doing this at night, surprisingly, because I like the ambiance. Because a lot of times, you know, y'all, I used to move around at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was daytime, but I used to move around at night, and that's where the adventures really came in. I was talking to one of my homies today, my homie Titan, and maybe I'll have maybe a story on him, and you know how we met and all these different kind of things, and you know the technology aspect, and you know he kind of put me on this app, which you would have thought I probably would have figured out on my own. I heard about it, but you know I was so gung-ho on going against considering using AI and all that. I said, well, you know I want to give y'all the best, you know, that I could give y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I would have did this any other way, it would have been a tremendous amount of money or whatever. But so this is kind of getting into 2010. I made a bunch of videos, and there was a few videos that I left out that was supposed to be in the Bonneville. I bought the Bonneville from my homie Big Rob in I think in July. So I think I purchased it. I thought it was the winter time, and apparently not. So I was emailing some lady. I was emailing some lady that I work with. It was some little hood rat at my job. She wanted to, you know, she was gonna buy the Dodge Spirit. You know, even after the accident, I was gonna give her almost for nothing. She was kind of acting kind of weird because I wasn't really trying to holler at her. We were supposed to kick it, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of good. I think so. I seen a red flag, and I just said, nah. So what ended up happening, you know, I must have emailed her and told her, hey, look, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. I said, man, I'm about to, you know, because I knew her at work. I said, I'm about to grab this Bonneville. I'm about to work on this Bonneville. So I was going to put some Lamborghini doors on my on the Bonneville. That would have been kind of cheap. It wouldn't have been much to do, maybe like $600-700. And I was going to throw some, you know, I was going to make my Bonneville look like something that ain't nobody seen, because I'm modifying it. Robert gave it to me for $400. So it needed tie rods and sensors and a couple other stuff. I spent almost $2,000 putting it together, which I should have never, ever sold it. So, you know, I ended up selling it. Because remember, I was still trying to get my unemployment thing together. You know what I'm saying? So that money didn't come through till later, and that's when we opened the shop. So, but we'll skip past 2009 a little bit and going into more 2010 when I closed the shop. So one particular night, you know, or one particular day or whatever, I think it was in the evening, I might have been getting ready to close the shop. It was around March 2010 or something around, maybe around that time or whatever, I'm thinking. And so Shonda calls, you know, she has a situation. I think what happened, now that I put all the timeline together, I think that she was living with some dude. I think she had a kid by the dude. I think she had met the nigga in the club one time and got pregnant, and I think she had a baby. I think she did. I'm not 100%. I think that was the situation. So they living together. They don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? They not getting along. They just living together for the financial aspects. You know, sometimes that you know. And I guess what ended up happening was she just sick of the dude. They sick of each other. You know, I think that was the situation. So she tells me to come pick her up. And I'm like, you know, I'm a little like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? So I was talking about this. So I would go pick her up because this is normal. This is like normal. This is normal for us. So I go pick her up and we go get some liquor or whatever. And we kicking it and talking and laughing and doing the same thing we used to do, man, like in 08, 07 and 09 and, you know, whatever we hang out, man. It gets be nice and fun. It gets good vibes. And we just talking about, you know.
Shonda, guess what?
Earl just got my shocks feeling brand new.
I'm at the house, baby.
This how you know I'm comfortable.
I can hear it in your voice. Sound like you buried in a cloud right now.
Look at my little light bright. Come see me, ASAP.
Say less, I'm on the way.
how things could be different, and we know we probably ain't never gonna necessarily be an item, but she's still holding on to the idea, and she's like, man, I don't like this lame ass nigga, this nigga lame as hell, you know, blah blah blah. And, you know, she's kind of like, you know, I'm just kind of, you know, she kept her real. She said I was drunk, I was horny, and nigga looked good at the moment. You know what I'm saying? She was like that, man. She just keep it 100. She just gonna tell you, like, look, so we kicking it, we doing what we, you know, and so man, I hope I ain't missing nothing, but I'm trying to put stuff in you know, in the right timeline. So look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna park my little favorite spot so I get the light, get the ambiance going, you know what I mean? So love doing this shit at night, man. Love doing this shit at night. It just feels good. I feel like it feels like a, you know, so look, so I'm talking to her, we talking, and it's at night. I wish I could get some of the dates down. Like, I know I shouldn't be that intricate, but man, you know, this history. So, you know, we drank a lot. I barely remember the night because I had so much, because I felt comfortable. You know, this is somebody that, you know, I feel like, you know, so I'm waking up. I wake up or whatever, and, you know, I wake up and she gets grinning and smiling.
Woke up still smiling. I got a new name for you, Plumber King.
Come on now.
I'm gonna put you in a headlock if you hold out on me anymore here.
I said, what you grinning so much for? She said, you know what you done did? Like, you done, man, you did that. Like, you doing all. She said, man, she said, damn, I don't want to go home. Like, so she talking about she don't want to go home. Man, I wish I could hang out with you for days and we could sit around and eat and fart and, you know.
Last night was something else, baby. I woke up still smiling. Wish we could stay like this all the time. I don't even want to go back to that house. Me and my baby daddy, we didn't get along. Ain't never did. Truth be told, we ain't even like each other from jump. I'm tired of fighting, tired of pretending. I just want to be here with you.
I hear you, but look, you got to close that chapter first.
Just saying little stuff like, you know, just whatever. You know, so I just crack her up, and, you know, she's like, man, I wish I could have you for breakfast and all this, you know, all you say, just stop how she was. She was just real sassy and funny, and, you know, and so, you know, I end up dropping off.
This that time machine you keep bragging on? She shine pretty under them lights.
She's still purr after all them years. That's why I keep her close.
Oh, so, huh? Just like her driver.
You caught that? Locked the shop up early tonight. Folks ain't buying like they used to. I'm thinking about closing it for good.
She's like, man, I got to go up in here to this nigga here, you know, and
It's morning time, and I wish I could have you for breakfast again, but I gotta go in here and deal with this lane.
You take care. Call me when you can.
And so, you know, I'm like, you know, it is what it is. So I think maybe a couple months later, she calls me up like, you know, I'm pregnant. And
Hey, DP, it's been a minute, huh?
I had to call you tonight.
What's up, Shonda?
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant? I thought we used protection.
I don't think so.
Could be yours, could be
Somebody else's.
Well, just let me know.
I hope it's you.
I'm all this, and I'm like, okay. And so she said, you know, it's probably you or this other nigga.
Hey, what's up, baby? You know it's me.
Listen, I had to call you.
It's 9 at night, and I've been sitting here thinking, and I'm pregnant. You remember Mark?
We was out drinking like fools. You doing everything, showing out.
Well, all that caught up with me. I'm smiling because it's yours. I want.
You know what I'm saying? So I think she was referring to the dude that she lived with or something like that. So I said, well, you know, just let me know what the results are or whatever like that. Because she said, well, you know, because at first I was kind of like, I don't think we did nothing wrong. She said, baby, you did a lot. You did a whole lot going on or whatever like that. So I was kind of thinking like, I don't know. I don't think I went that far, but you know, so I'm pretty sure. I'm kind of pretty sure of myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't never did nothing, no life raft. You know, not that I noticed. Not that I would, unless I would have been that damn drunk or whatever. But, you know, so it turns out, and she's telling me like, man, I hope it ain't this nigga, man. I really hope it ain't this dude.
Babe, I'ma keep it a buck with you. Soon as that test come back, you gonna hear from me first. Ain't no secrets between us, you feel me?
You sound sure, Shonda.
Always been sure.
I ain't got no reason not to believe you.
Good. You keep trusting me, I keep it solid. I call you soon as I know something.
Bet.
So I think it was the same guy she was living with or whatever. So, you know, they probably had, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could have been whatever the situation was, but, you know, she ended up, you know, calling back and just letting me know, like, you know, what the update is or whatever. She's still talking like, damn, man, I don't want it to be this nigga. And she's like,
Look, I just got the results back tonight. I'm pregnant. And it ain't even you, it's that other dude.
Whoa, hey, breathe, Shonda. Ain't nothing you can do about that now.
I know, I'm mad though. All this time I was hoping it'd be you.
I hear you, but you can't control it. Doesn't change who you are.
I don't even
like, man, and so eventually it was. So it was him. So she already had 2, and I think she had 1 by the guy, and then maybe 1 more or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm kind of, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I kind of looked at it as a little reckless or whatever, but I mean, that's just how she was, you know. I didn't, you know. So she's just, you know, because I remember when I was driving her back home, you know, it was a little strange because I, you know, the situation or whatever, but it wasn't like it seemed like this is how they lived or whatever like that. So, you know, but and honestly at that point I kind of was like, man, you know, you just gonna have to just do what you do with dude or whatever. Like I really wasn't, you know, because see, I'm still looking at you a little bit the same, but I'm still kind of looking at you like, okay, you ain't really got yourself together. You don't really, you with somebody you really don't want to be with, and you haven't steady having kids, mind. So there must be some kind of connection or whatever. Or, you know, some women gonna be like, well, man, shit, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now I was relieved.
Yeah, it's me. Look, I've been meaning to call you. Got them results back today. I'm pregnant, but it ain't you. I'm not happy about it at all. Make my stomach turn just saying it.
Oh, Shonda. I hear you. Don't let it break you, though. Stay strong. You're going to handle this same way you handle everything.
Whew. To a certain degree, because this wasn't like a situation where we were talking and she still had the same 2 kids that I met her with. You went and got another one. I think it was another one. And then now you got pregnant again by somebody you don't like. So even at that point, even if I was really interested, like, man, let's, you know, I know what kind of woman you are. I know you gonna back me. We gonna back each other. Let's try to see. I think we both kind of knew that, you know, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to close my shop around, I think, March. So the call that I got must have been within a couple months or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we had an argument or whatever, but I was kind of adamant, like, no, I don't think it's me. You know, I said, you sure, Shonda? Like, you sure? You know, she said, you did a lot that night.
I didn't know you knew how to do all that. Where you learned that from?
A little bit of the city, a little bit of me. Secret recipes, you feel me?
Mm-hmm. I see you. What's good, big head? You out riding or what?
Always. What's up with you?
Nothing but you on my mind.
Cold out here had me thinking about that spring when you showed out. Got me smiling in my own.
You was doing a whole bunch of stuff. She said you was doing stuff that I ain't, you know, you ain't, I don't know. She's like, where you learned all that at? But I'm like, I don't think, you know, I was about 75, 80% sure. You know what I'm saying? Even though I done drank so damn much, I barely remember. I barely remember anything. She didn't, I drank way more than her. You know what I'm saying? So I drank way more than she did. But, you know, I still was adamant, like, man, I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was right. So I'm hanging up, I'm relieved. My situation ain't derailed. I said I could continue on because, like I said, as I was closing my store, as I'm closing the store, I'm having this discussion with my homies on next steps. Before we close the shop, where I'm like, hey, bro, do y'all wanna, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all wanna sign another lease and try to get this thing popping again? We don't really have the inventory we need. You know, that means somebody would have to go to work and keep the shop open. We could, but things were kind of slowly coming to a close. One of my homies was talking about, because I think he was putting some money away. He was thinking about, like, man, I think I'm going to go to Atlanta. My other guy didn't really seem like he had too much going on. My homie Jay was getting ready to go to Atlanta and stuff. And, man, that man flourished. That man got a trucking company right now. Like, bro doing good as hell. I'm proud as shit about this bro, man. Like, I'm proud as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Seeing like bro. He went down there and had to get uncomfortable. Atlanta ain't gonna do nothing for you. You gotta hustle. And he's telling me, man, they got dudes walking around. They got vans with vans, pull up to your car, mobile vans. I never heard of nothing like that in Minnesota. They said, man, they've been doing that for decades. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, them dudes, they ball so hard that a dude will have a Benz and he'll pull his old school. Like, they treat the old schools higher than the Benz. They dog the Benz. You know how we used to have these Tahoes and just be dogging them and stuff. They dog the Benz. They look at the Benz like a piece of shit. A S550, a brand new Benz. They pull the old school behind the Benz. That's how hard. He said young dudes, 19, 20, 16, 17, 18 dudes really doing it. You know what I'm saying? From hustling. Some legit, you know, some not, but you know, a lot of them legit. Everybody's on a hustle. That's what I started learning when he got down to Atlanta. I said, damn, bro, they really doing it down there. We never heard of nothing like that in Minnesota to that degree. Not to that degree. You dudes ball, but they don't ball like down there. No, they don't. Absolutely not. They just don't. They do not. So, I'm still getting myself together. I start immediately interviewing. I start, you know, any chicks I'm talking to, I'll start dropping their ass. I start clearing my roster. I start just clearing stuff. I'm gonna be heavily focused here. I went and I bought a Brougham. I bought that.
This that time machine you keep bragging on, she shine pretty under them lights.
She still purr after all them years. That's why I keep her close.
Oh, so, huh? Just like her driver.
You caught that? Locked the shop up early tonight. Folks ain't buying like they used to. I'm thinking about closing it for good.
83 Brougham or the 81 Brougham or whatever. I bought that too. So now I got the Regency and I wanted another old school. Because remember the 83, I wasn't able to enjoy that. So I bought the 83 Brougham. I'm putting my resume in. I'm reformatting my resume. I say, okay, Mini Haha One Stop Shop. Let me throw that on there real quick. I took all the apps that I learned at the Digital Career Academy and Urban League. I threw that on the resume and all that. I said, okay, I was a manager of PC Tech or whatever. Okay, what happened to your business? So, you know, I remember one time I had an interview where a dude I told him that I was a manager of the shop. And he said something like, you know, like I was a manager or like I owned the shop and, you know, me and my people had a shop. And he said, oh, in your garage or your basement or, you know, try to. I said, no, I had a lease, man. I had a commercial lease. That was with a recruiting agency. I'm going to say the name. I think it was Experience or something. At Modus or it was some funny style dude. It was Experience or Modus or, you know, it wasn't like Robert Half or nothing, but it was, I never forgot that interview that I had because I went downtown in my best. I had a immaculate resume. I wasn't saving the resumes on the phone just yet. I ain't got to the Androids down. I'm still with my little flip phone. And I finally landed a job. At this point, I think I might have sold the Brougham. I probably would still get unemployment by that time, you know, because it was off the other job. You know, with the shop, you never know what you're gonna get, so you know that you can't really put that as an income really like that. So I think my unemployment might have been drying up at that time, 2010. So I'm thinking we looking at kind of around April 2010 or something. I'm gonna see if I can find some pictures and stuff like that and all that. I do got pictures of the shop with what we sold and all of that, and I can make another 2009 video. So there might be some more stories up in there. It might be some more Willie Earl. It could be more Shonda. It would definitely probably be more Mina, you know what I'm saying, stories and, you know, just all during that time. But I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't talking to these women all at once. Like it would be, you know, if I fall out with one, then I might talking to another, whatever, you know, so it wasn't like, you know, so, and then sometimes it'd be on and off with people like that, but that wasn't my, you know, so now, I got a job out there in, I was going to say the name. I got a job out in Bloomington, Minnesota in the hundreds.
First things first, tighten this resume. Still a little bread left from the shop. Gotta make it stretch. Yo, Marcus? Yeah, it's D. I got your acer right here. Swapping the drive tonight. Should run clean by Saturday. Yeah, I'll text you when it's ready. No problem. One call. 90s to the hundreds or something. And I worked there about a month. I got a call. Y'all know about that lawsuit and everything. I got a call. And
they told me that you fired like after I worked out a month because they said they just made up a whole bunch of stuff. I put it in my
2010 South Minneapolis. I'm in my room pressing a thrift store suit like it owes me money getting ready for a May interview. Call me early, never late. 2 months later, I walk out with a badge and a paycheck. 4 weeks in, I got
book or whatever like that. But, and y'all can read that. That's in like the mid chapters or the middle of the book or whatever. So, but man, I filed a lawsuit.
Sir, I won't let you down.
Hey, it's Lynette with the agency. How's your day going?
Good so far.
The client decided to end your assignment effective immediately.
Nothing you did.
Just a business decision.
Wait, no reason at all?
Through the EOC and the Department of Human Rights or whatever. And I won. So, you know, around that time, I started looking for work again. Now, this is now going into late 2010. This is around, well, let's see. This is around, eyes keep crossing, but this is around, what time was it? I think September when I started working out there in Burnsville. So when I sold the Brome around maybe June, or maybe a little before that, because I was working at that job in August. So I sold the Brome, and I might have been without a car for maybe a month or something like that. I was just trying to pay my bills or what, like, you know. And so then I sold the Brome, I sold the Regency, I sold all those within a couple of 3 to 4 months, maybe. And then I took that money and I paid some bills, paid rent, and then I went and got an 89 Mercury. And I started going to interviewing. You see what I'm saying? I think I bought that 89 Mercury around June or July. Around that time. My first interview was a job in Oakdale doing some PC repair stuff. Or Maplewood. Yeah, it was Maplewood over by 3M. That didn't go well. Then I found out this job out in Bloomington and stuff. I'm still on Minnehaha. So, like I said, then I started working in Burnsville. I still had my Mercury 89 in September. This was kind of a last stroke kind of thing where I really needed to find something around that time. And I found something, took a little while. I was only making $17 an hour. And then I think from one of my crashes, I think the second settlement for my crash, I got some bread. And I think I bought I should have just kept the Grand Marquis, but I was still car crazy in the mind. I bought a Park Avenue.
This is the second video. Very nice car. I should have parked a little, you know, farther out, but I'm in my underground garage and I can't park fast. You know, this is one of the models. 3800 engine. You use a little cleaning. You see the Buick emblem right there. It's a beauty. No accident. The cleanest ride you're gonna see on the internet for this price.
A 1991 Park Avenue, where the door, when you press the button, you push down on the door and it closes on its own.
Telling my 1990 Buick Park Avenue Electra. As you can see, it's a very nice car. 120,000 miles. Original miles. Elderly man owned this car. I'll show you the insides of it. It's kind of dark. Still see the inside.
Probably shouldn't have sold that either, but I bought that. I wasn't satisfied with that, so I ended up selling the 89 Mercury. And after that, I went and got a Tahoe. Sold the Park Avenue, sold the Mercury, got the Tahoe. Tahoe broke down after like about a month and a half or whatever like that. And so now I'm on payments. So now I'm going into the new year in 2011, where I eventually around 2011, January or February, I give them the car back. I go drop that shit off at Tri-City Auto, man, and I tell them, you know, I ain't paying shit. and it just fell off my credit after a couple years. I don't know, but I hurried up and after a while, around July 2011 or June 2011, I went and got the Grand Marquis, and that put me back to where I needed to be. So there's really not a whole lot of notable stuff for 2010 for me, because I was just trying to just get myself, close the store in March, and then the next 3 to 4 months, just get myself back into the corporate arena. And I kept selling my desktops or really doing the computer repair and, you know, selling my movies. That was pretty much what was going on right then and there. You know, later 2010 and all of that, yeah, that's how that went. That's how that went. So like I said, that better half of that year, that April, May, or whatever, like I cleared it up. I wasn't talking to no more females then. I said, man, I'm just gonna get back on the rail. I had to get back on the rails, go dry and focus. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's what I did. That's what I did. So I'm trying to think of anything else that that I could put, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, man. And I'm gonna edit it and I'm gonna show, because I gotta show my reactions on how, you know, when she was talking about the results and all this kind of stuff, and how I was kind of, because that gave me some new wind. Because here's what would have happened. I might as well tell you. Here's what would have happened. If Shonda would have came back and been like, yeah, it ain't him, it's you, I probably would have wanted to. I'm like, well, let's go make sure, or whatever the case may be, because I wasn't trying to dodge her or do none of that. Well, probably would have ended. That would have been a weird situation, because you're living with. I think she was living with the dude. I remember they was living together. You know, that's not an ideal situation, but it would have been what it would have been. I would have been responsible for sure. And she was hoping it was me. And I think in her mind, she was kind of like, well, if it's him, I could just get rid of the other dude, and then I could really have what I've always wanted, which is you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's really no point of us trying to act and play house at this point. She's like, okay, we might as well just go ahead and just keep this. We might as well just make this official. You see what I'm saying? We might as well make this official. That's probably what she would have been thinking to do. You know, which that makes sense. I got a life raft now. You know, I get rid of this dude that I don't really want to be with. And now, you know, DP, man, he's kind of on the come up. She still was watching me like, man, I still see what you're doing. You still trying to do your thing. But, you know, so it was, for me, it was like the ultimate bullet. It was the ultimate bullet dodge. I was like yeah, that was a matrix move for me. Yeah, that was a matrix move for me, because it wouldn't have been no benefit for me. I would have just been responsible, take care of but I would have been the person that would have been, I mean, it would have derailed everything that I was trying to do that year. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting myself together, I would have had to just, you know, bite the bullet and take care of my child or whatever, you know? So yeah, I was very thankful. I was very thankful. I said, let me tighten up my slack a little bit. Let me check my stock, tighten up. What they say, Sweet James Jones says, man, tighten up, no slack. I would have had to tighten up my slack, even tighten up, no slack. No slack at all. And matter of fact, around the time of 2014, like, cause I was writing raps this whole time, y'all got to keep in mind, when I'm at the shop, when I'm at the job, I'm still loving this music shit. So I'm writing raps, you know what I'm saying? And I had a song called No Slack. So some of these things that was going on with me and everything, at some point in time, I started kind of putting stuff together. Like a lot of these situations and a lot of these songs were real life stuff where I took bits and pieces of things going on. And so tighten up, no slack. That song, No Slack, is pretty much like, hey, tighten up, nigga. You need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? You need to get back on your railroad, on your rails, and you need to tighten up. And so I started tightening up, man. I'm talking about no slack. I'm talking about, I got the tug of war. I got the tug of war rope. The rope ain't get no room. Its neck is just like this. It gets.
Hey, stranger, you still on for Friday, or are you dodging me?
Nah, I ain't dodging. I just got to keep my head in the grind right now. Rain check, Tasha.
So no dinner?
Not till this money's right. You'll thank me later.
I'm telling you. I start really tightening up. You ask some slack for me, ain't no slack. Ain't none. You just gonna be, it's like you put a bag over your head and you just gasping for air. No slack, no air, no oxygen. I start really tightening my game up and getting myself together, man. I had to. So, you know, all during this time, I'm writing my raps, and then over the years and stuff, I decided to go into start recording. I started recording. Me and Stack Doe started recording in 2013. So I'm gonna give y'all a bunch of stories on that. But I started really getting Welcome to the Woods Volume 1 together in like 2014, man. And I dropped it 2015. By that time, I felt like I was too old. But my career was kind of taking off as far as the IT stuff. So, you know, I'm still trying to go and drop studio time and all this. And, you know, I said, I'm just going to talk about my life. I'm going to talk about how stuff was 3-4 years ago. And I just put that on studio, man. So, you know, that's how that went, y'all. So I'm going to let y'all hear some of these tracks.
Like we always do about this time. Shit knocking too. Go to the sound of DP the ground hard, DP the digger. Bring this shit back. Yeah. I was riding down the street in my 79, 212s, the custom bangs, cause I was on grind. Clean bowls, hoes, jocking, dough, hoes watching. Hey niggas mugging and I ain't stopping. The old Riviera, pull it out the garage, had some change stash, no I wasn't giving it the bras. Belly cold, got gritting with no dope, cutting holes, no slack, let go of the road. Riding down the street with my booming system, I bet your baby mama want to choose cause I'm glistening. No I don't wanna, smoking this California weed. Need to rise, baby. You're dealing with some owners. Tombstone weed, drive dead marijuana. Niggas say they got loud. I'm feeling these silent auras. Moving and grooving, they say I'm rude, but listen. My car ride by with my booming system. They beat the old Riviera, pull it out the garage. Had some change stash, no I wasn't giving it to bras. Belly coat, got gritting with no dope. Cutting holes, no slack, let go of the rope. The old Riviera, pull it out the garage. Had some change stash, no I wasn't giving it to bras. Belly coat, got gritting with no dope, cutting holes, no slack, let go of the rope. And I ain't tripping, but don't lose when pimping. They say pimping ain't easy, don't lose your misses. Hard to find a bopper with true intentions. If you snooze, you're missing. I'm a cruiser district. Medic chocolate young thing with cold ass game. 5'4" tuck, tell me with bold ass frame. Be damned if you try to play me for a lame. Ain't no reason for playing if you ain't playing for some change. Blowing my phone up, why don't you blow on these nuts? Make my feet tense up while I'm rolling purple up. If I'm squaring off, I'm gon' hit the circle up. We ain't broke at the bar, ain't no cash hurting us. She might have shows up cause I was rolling on Vogue. December 17th, the winter baby gets froze. Picture perfect player post, carry a heavy load. Started off broke as fuck, now I'm riding on some chrome. DP the groundhog, better yet DP the diggler. She got bath and body work, so I know the night's official. Referee, blow the whistle, she blowing, I'm squeezing titties. Radisson Hotel, top suite, cost about $350. Got a little weak just from skeeting on her asset. Bust another nut and she opens wide for access. Eat it out, but I ain't tryna ass kiss. Sex and effect, hard erection, let me smash this. You made a statement, so what? It was past tense. I ain't living in the past, baby, where's my past rent? Put my pen on the stroll like a cash pimp. Got a lighter and the fire, is you gonna max it? She might have chose up cause I was rolling on Vogue. Every month at the mall, young player gets rolled. Picture perfect player, post stack on my dough. Started off broke as fuck, now I'm murdering the road. DP the old Riviera, pull it out the garage. Had some change stash, no I wasn't giving it to bras. Belly coat, got gritting with no dope. Cutting holes, no slack, let go of the rope. The old Riviera, pull it out the garage. Had some change stash, no I wasn't giving it to bras.